Hi, it's Nicola Taggart with NicolaTaggart.com, and this is video one for week one of the video challenge. And I decided that today I was going to just jump in and practice what I preach, which is to not get hung up with having the hair perfect, the makeup perfect, the setting perfect, to even wait until you have everything figured out in terms of what you're going to say. I'm going to just show up today and share with you something that is on my mind, which is the importance of breathing throughout the day. Now, I know probably for so many of us, we already know the importance of breathing in terms of meditation, and we may do it as a regular practice, and it's becoming more and more mainstream in terms of people knowing the benefits of that in life. And it is really important. But I also think what is really important is that we incorporate that breathing into our lives throughout the day. So as our stress goes up, as life feels more chaotic and overwhelming, as we find ourselves frustrated and distracted and unfocused, as we find ourselves frustrated and resentful and mad, those are the times that we really need to be conscious of taking a pause and taking a breath or 50. So why is this on my mind? Because I just came out from the house. I'm outside, right? And I was in there with my 5-year-old son. And he was getting really frustrated because the computer was not operating fast enough. And it wasn't operating fast enough because it was updating some software. And I tried to explain this to him and suggested that he perhaps go do something else until the software was done updating and that the computer would run faster, but he refused. And so he got more and more frustrated, and he started taking it out on me. And the more he took it out on me, the more frustrated I got, and I found myself, essentially yelling at him not to yell at me. Really, really productive. So I took a pause. I took some deep breaths, and I suggested he go in his room and he take some deep breaths until he could come back out and talk with me in a different way. And when he emerged, we were able to reconnect in a very different way. And so this really made me think about how often we just rush through the day and we think about meditating and doing the breathing maybe at the beginning or the end of our day, in the middle of the day as our exercise and our practice. But the importance of being able to bring that into our everyday living, and the importance of being able to model that and share that with the people around us. So for me, like with my children, until recently, I just sort of kept it to myself in terms of that being something that helps me decrease stress and feel more positive and productive throughout my day. And just lately, I've been introducing them to it more. And so the other night, my daughter was getting really upset at bedtime. She started to cry because she was feeling very anxious about some testing she had the next day. And the more she started crying, the more upset she got. And the normal sort of asking her to take some deep breaths wasn't working. So I ended up teaching her one of the calming mantras that I've been saying lately that I had heard from somebody else, which is on the breath in to say, breathe in peace, and on the breath out saying, I am calm. And I taught that to her, and then I helped her do it a few times. And immediately I watched her anxiety go down. She stopped crying. She just appeared so much calmer, and she was really able to get much more peaceful and tell me she was ready to go to bed. So I suggested that she do that the next day when she felt herself getting anxious during the testing, and she told me that she did. A number of times she stopped and she did some of the breathing and said the thing in her head on her own. And so, again, that's what's on my mind right now, is the importance for us to take the principle of the breathing from meditation and look at how are we applying that throughout our day in the critical moments that impact the way we show up and interact with people, and how do we share that with those around us so that they can also benefit from learning how to do that even more. So that's it for today, video one, week one. Again, this is Nicola Taggart with NicolaTaggart.com. Until next time.